You have some unfinished business. This is high vibrational. This is also tasty. Yes, tasty is what they want me to state. So what I feel from that, now as soon as I said the word tasty, you have a meeting that's coming soon. I see two people sitting in front of each other. A lot of talking, a lot of listening. And the conversation's not something mundane. I see the faces. I don't even hear the words. I just see the faces the two people are holding. And it's not faces of laughter. It's not sadness. And it's just like, I'm serious. You have my attention. This is a serious conversation. I do feel the unfinished business being very understood. Why this person had to separate and why they have returned now. So, the conversation between you two. One person's going to end up flying to the other. These are collective taste resonates. For some of you here, that actually could mean getting on a physical plane and coming to you. This could mean driving to you. But no matter what, I do see yourself understanding. I am not supposed to go to this person. They are to come to me. There are no tricks. That is why this person's making it so obvious to you that I'm willing to accommodate and make this as easy as it possibly can for you. This is a person where in the middle of the night, everything's going to change. Everything has changed is what I'm hearing. You could have felt a deep download last night. Things could have been going really fast, and that's what I call the fast motion. That's what I call putting our world on fast forward. When you are transcending to a higher and higher timeline, because it never stops. At least for me and other people I've talked to, it almost feels like you're watching a video and you put it on 2 times speed. Everything in front of you, though, is just like going like, it's like faster. And it's enough to notice, but you'd have to pay attention to be like, yo, this is going a little faster than normal. And you can't stop it. There has been the ability for you to transition into a reality that meets your manifestations, where they're happening even faster. Throughout time, it has taken you deep visualization and then seeing the results. Having faith that it was going to happen. Now, this is literally what I'm feeling. A thought and it happening. A thought and in 3 hours happening. You two would not have been ready before last night to see each other is what I'm hearing. There is an energy of I don't know where we're going. I don't know what you're supposed to be in my life, but I want you in my life. The conversation is going to be more than about fire. Okay. They weren't sure if the beginning of your connection was just inspiration and excitement and sexual chemistry, because for so long it feels like if they were in a relationship or if they were in a relationship, it was like really dormant and it just felt like it was either nothing happening or it could have been kind of falling apart before you met each other. They weren't sure, or they were single for a long time. And they weren't sure if your connection was just that butterfly phase and what you really wanted from them and what they really wanted from you. You've had plenty of time apart and their world is stable and their world is thriving and they still think about you. They still see that you bring them inspiration, and no matter how much conflict there is in their head about you, you've enacted change. You have been a positive influence And you're both master manifestors. This conversation is about more than friendship. And what I'm telling you is you both are going to be like, I don't know where we're supposed to be in each other's life. We're not making commitment. We're not making a commitment to each other right now. We have to get to know each other again. No matter how long you two knew each other or didn't, you have to get to know each other again. And you take this slow. But you know it's more than friendship. It's more than friendship. You're going to have to set healthy boundaries with them, but yourself to not overgive. But Spirit is telling you to take this off ice. Most of you are going to meet up for a literal dinner. This person's coming to you, but then there's a sense of meeting halfway. So that could be them coming to you, listening, giving them that space to speak their truth, and then you being like, you know what, this feels right. I am going to talk back. Not like, talk back. You're going to speak your inner truth. And if some of that's going to come off as raw, you're going to make sure your presentation doesn't overspeak your words. This person's going to have a bit of, not defense up, but I feel somebody like already squinting, meaning like, okay, here it comes. It was my turn now. Now. So they're going to expect you to be more mad or say more than you actually feel. They're very self-critical, but they know it, just like you. You've forgiven yourself for overgiving, for undergiving people. You've forgiven yourself. And that's how this person feels, too, about themselves. This is a tango partner dynamic. You two, both on your own time, have to study your dance of life so that when you come together and when you work together, you're not stumbling over each other's feet. You're not feeding into each other's delusions. You're not living off the other person's spark. You're enhancing together. There have been some connections in between you two that could have really taught them a lot as well. It could be the same for you. Some platonic, some romantic. But they understand they are and were divinely guided, and that if they are to go forward, they have to know they spoke their truth to you. That they're protected and they've received more than enough signs that you are somebody that adds to their life and there's nothing to be afraid of. They see that the only thing they were afraid of was fear itself. As soon as they start to feel like your connection could be a trap, this is past thinking. They don't think this way anymore. They would bookmark that feeling as to why. Why do I feel trapped right now? What is this activating out of me? In that moment, it felt like triggering. And they've been able to take the bookmarks as what I'm seeing out of that and say, this is why that happened. It was never a moment of triggering. It was activation, but I couldn't see it at that time. The conversation is about all of what's transpired in your separation and clarifying. 2 more cards, what I'm hearing. That they had to help themselves before they could help anybody else. They are ready to be a healthy partner. And so are you. But remember, things take time. Don't rush. But also remember to take the leaps of faith that Spirit shows you. That is what I have for you today, TikTok Collective. And I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.